In the beginning there was nothing. No earth, no sky, no stars, no moon, no sun, no air, no humans, no animals. At that time there was only one God. He was the first, the greatest, the one who had no beginning and no end. He was complete in himself, lacking nothing. Yet, he thought, why should I always remain alone? Let me create some others like me, who glorify me, who know me, who worship me, who feel my love. Then God created heaven, a place far above the earth where there is no sorrow, no pain, no sickness, and no death. There was only peace, light, and happiness. Then he created angels. These were beings who were not like humans. They had no physical bodies, but they were incredibly beautiful, incredibly swift, and incredibly powerful. They were created for one purpose: to serve God and glorify Him. Every angel was different. Some had the sweetest voices, some shone like light, some flew with incredible speed, and some played such beautiful music that all of heaven danced to its tune. Among them, there was one angel who was the most beautiful of all. His name was Lucifer. His face shone like the sun, his voice thundered like lightning, and when he walked, it was as if light itself cleared the way for him. He was the closest to God. He held the highest rank. He worshipped God daily, and all the other angels looked up to him and respected him. Lucifer knew he was special. He knew that God had made him different from all the others. And from there, a new feeling began to grow in his heart: pride. At first, he said nothing to anyone, but slowly he began to think, when everyone praises me, when I'm the most beautiful, when my voice is the sweetest, then why should I worship God? Why shouldn't I become the master of all? Why shouldn't I make myself the one to be worshipped? Gradually, his pride and greed grew so much that he began sharing these thoughts with some other angels like him. He started telling them, just think, what if we were the ones in charge? What if we were the kings? How great that would be. We wouldn't have to live under anyone. No one would give us commands. Whatever we desire would happen. Some angels agreed with him. They thought, yes, Lucifer is right. After all, he is the most beautiful, the brightest, the most powerful. If he becomes king, we too might rise in status. And this way, slowly, Lucifer began to spread his ideas across heaven. First one, then two, then dozens, and then hundreds of angels joined him. But all of this was happening gradually and quietly. From the outside, everything seemed peaceful, like nothing was wrong. Everyone was still worshiping, still singing songs. But inside Lucifer, a great storm was raging. He didn't want to stay silent anymore. He now wanted to come forward openly. He wanted the throne of heaven where God sat to be his own seat now. God knew everything. He is the God who knows even the thoughts of the heart, who can see what is hidden. Yet he waited. Maybe Lucifer would stop. Maybe he would repent. Maybe he would return to the right path. But Lucifer had no intention of turning back now. The scent of rebellion had started to rise in heaven. Some angels began quietly moving aside. Some whispered among themselves. And Lucifer's pride was now out of control. He no longer feared God. He no longer respected him. He had only one thought: now it's my turn. Now I will become the highest. Lucifer was no longer going to stop. There was now only one dream in his eyes: to sit on the throne of God. He could now see only his own power, the thousands of angels standing with him who had joined him after falling for his words. He now began to see himself as the master. He started to feel that he could do whatever he wished, that he no longer needed God. But when someone's pride touches the sky, their fall goes even deeper than the depths of the earth. God remained silent no longer. He had now seen the time. He had now seen the limit beyond which forgiveness could not be granted. Now God prepared his divine army. And that army was led by the great archangel Michael, the warrior of God, the representative of justice, the one who fought for truth. And then what had never happened in heaven before a war began. But this was not a war of swords, this was a war of souls. On one side were those loyal to God who followed truth, love, and obedience. On the other side were those who had fallen for Lucifer's deception, who were now drowning in pride and greed. Heaven had now become a battlefield. It was a clash between light and darkness. Divine powers were colliding from every direction. Lucifer, along with his followers, wanted to destroy the order of God. But Michael and God's army responded to his every attack. This war didn't last for hours. It was a moment in which the fate of hundreds of souls was decided. And then came that moment when God delivered his judgment. He said, "The one I created from my light, the one who praised me, the one I placed at my right hand. If he now stands against me, then he has no place in my heaven." And at that very moment, God cast out Lucifer and his followers from heaven. But not just cast out, they were thrown down into that darkness where there is no hope, no peace, only sorrow, loneliness, and fire. Lucifer was no longer Lucifer. His name had now become Satan. And the angels who once worshipped now became Satan's servants, demons, evil spirits, who roam the world and try to pull people away from God. And from here began that war which still continues today. On one side is God, his love, his truth, his calling. And on the other side is Satan, his lies, his deceit, and his pride. God created humans so they could stand for truth in this battle, so they could understand what becomes of pride, greed, and disobedience. And even today, God says, "Repent, return, for I have loved you." The most beautiful angel of heaven has now become the greatest enemy, all because he thought he could be greater than God. But God never casts down without giving a warning. God never punishes without giving a chance. He gave Lucifer time, he gave him warning, but Lucifer chose pride. And that pride became his end. If this story touched your heart, if you felt the love of God in it, and if you felt that this is truly worth knowing, then please do subscribe to the channel. Because ahead we're going to bring more such stories, such truths, and those words that can change the way you think about life. Press the subscribe button and turn on the bell icon so that not even a single ray of the next light is missed by you. Because this wasn't just a story, this was a warning. And if warnings are heard in time, life changes. Hail God.